Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive. Today we're tackling something that I think hits home for a lot of us, especially those of us in high pressure fields, always striving, pushing to the limit.
hmm
It's about legacy. Like, what will people really remember about us when it's all said and done?
It's a big question, isn't it? And maybe not one we always want to face head on.
Right. It's easier to focus on the next goal, the next win. But we're going to get a little uncomfortable today and explore that idea of lasting impact. Our main source material is Day 3, Your Retirement Banquet by Coach Ed Padalecki. Have you had a chance to check it out?
I have. It's a thought-provoking piece for sure.
Yeah.
Uses this really vivid metaphor that kind of sticks with you.
Totally. That whole image of the retirement banquet really grabbed me. Like, picture it. You're in a room full of people you've worked with, mentored, maybe even competed against. And someone's up there giving a speech about you. What are they saying? What do you hope they say?
Yeah. It's funny, most of us, especially in the business world or in athletics, we're so programmed to focus on the resume, right? The achievements, the stats, the wins. But this exercise forces you to think about the other side of the coin. Like, what about the eulogy virtues?
Right. Those are the words David Brooks used, resume virtues versus eulogy virtues. And I think it's so relevant here because we spend years polishing our resumes, highlighting skills and accomplishments. But what about the qualities that really define us as people? The things people will remember at our eulogy, like kindness, integrity, how we made them feel.
Exactly. And I think for high achievers, like the people listening to this, those eulogy virtues, those become even more crucial. They're what separate you from just being successful to being someone who actually made a positive impact on the world.
Mhm.
Someone people truly admired and respected, not just for what they achieved, but for who they were.
So how do we actually start living with those eulogy virtues in mind? Padalecki talks about this concept of peak performance today. I'll admit, at first glance, it sounded a bit like, one of those motivational posters you see in a gym.
hmm
But the more I thought about it, the more I realized there's something deeper there.
I agree. It's not just about hitting your numbers for the day. It's about making sure those actions, even the small ones, align with the bigger picture of who you want to be and the legacy you want to leave behind. It's almost like imagine each day is like a mini version of your retirement banquet. Are the choices you're making right now, today, the kind that will contribute to that speech you want to hear years down the line?
That's such a good way to put it. I'm also getting some Stephen Covey vibes here that begin with the end in mind principle, but applied to our character and how we interact with others.
Absolutely. And it's not about being perfect all the time. None of us can do that. But it's about that conscious effort, that consistent striving to live in alignment with our values. For a business leader, that might mean making tough decisions that prioritize the long-term good over short-term profits.
Yeah. And for a coach, it could be about focusing on developing athletes as well-rounded individuals, not just chasing wins at all costs.
Right, right. Or for an athlete, maybe it's about using their platform to advocate for something they believe in, even if it means risking endorsements or some popularity. It's about asking yourself, what's the cost of my silence?
So let's get practical here for a second. If someone's listening and they're really feeling this, like that pull between chasing achievements and building something more meaningful, more lasting, what's one concrete step they could take today to start living with that retirement banquet mindset?
It could be something small, like genuinely thanking someone who's helped you along the way, maybe someone who doesn't always get the recognition they deserve. Or offering to mentor a younger colleague even when your schedule is packed. It's those little things, those acts of generosity and support that can really add up over time.
That's so true. It doesn't have to be some grand gesture. It's about weaving those eulogy virtues into the fabric of your everyday life.
Exactly. And what if we challenged ourselves, really challenged ourselves to see each interaction, each decision as a chance to build the legacy we want? How would that change our perspective? How would that change our actions? I think it's a question worth sitting with for a while.
It definitely is. Lots to think about. So for everyone listening, if you're feeling that tension between achievements and impact, remember your character. That's your true legacy. It's what will resonate, what will inspire long after the awards and accolades have faded. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. We'll catch you next time.